The canine consumed the child's frozen dessert. You won't believe how she scolded him. The golden retriever devoured the toddler's frozen confection in 3 seconds flat. When 3-year-old Zinnia Butterworth rotated around and witnessed the vacant cone in Captain Biscuit's saliva-covered mouth, her entire body went stiff. What occurred next wasn't merely a tantrum. It was a courtroom prosecution that would reveal a criminal enterprise operating all summer long. One tiny finger indicated. One devastating lecture commenced, and what? The household discovered buried beneath the magnolia tree was so shocking, it would alter how they perceived their beloved canine forever. Before viewing, don't neglect to like, share and subscribe so you never miss another heart-gripping tale like this one. The afternoon had commenced perfectly. Saturdays in the Butterworth residence meant backyard time. And for Zinnia, who'd been pleading for big girl frozen dessert for months, today was the day. Her mother finally yielded, handing over a triple scoop strawberry swirl. Cone that towered above the youngster's head like a pink monument to summer. Don't drop it, baby, her mother called from the kitchen window. I won't. Zinnia's voice carried that particular 3-year-old certainty that precedes most disasters. She transporting her prize to the patio table with the careful concentration of someone defusing a bomb. Captain Biscuit Fluff and Nutter observed from his spot under the oak tree, golden ears perked, brown eyes tracking every movement. He'd been unusually attentive. All summer her parents noted, always nearby when treats appeared, always observing. Good boy, Zinnia had told him earlier, patting his massive head. You stay there, but then her shoelace came undone, just one loop trailing in the grass. She positioned the cone down so carefully, so deliberately on the patio table, turned her back for exactly 2.5 seconds. That's all it required. The sound reached her first. A slurping, enthusiastic, utterly shameless sound. Zinnia spun around. Captain Biscuit's entire face was buried in what remained of her frozen treat. Pink rivers of strawberry swirl dripped from his whiskers. The cone crunched between his teeth. His tail wagged with the unbridled joy of someone who just won the lottery. Captain Biscuit Fluff and Nutter, the full name. Every parent comprehends what that signifies. Every canine should comprehend what that means. He glanced up, strawberry coating his snout, utterly unrepentant. What transpired next would become the stuff of family legend. Zinnia marched forward, pigtails bouncing with righteous fury, her small hands planted firmly on her hips, a pose she'd learned from observing her mother handle difficult parent-teacher conferences. One finger extended, pointing at the 70-pound golden retriever like a prosecutor addressing a guilty defendant. You are in so much trouble. Her voice carried across the entire backyard. That was my frozen dessert. Mine. I saved my monies from Grandpa. You don't even possess monies. Captain Biscuit's tail slowed just slightly. Do you comprehend what sharing is? Sharing means you ask first. You declare, Zinni. Can I please have some? And then I state yes or no. You don't just take things. Her mother appeared at the back door, phone already recording. Her father emerged from the garage, wrench still in hand. Even her older brother Jasper stopped bouncing his basketball to observe. And another thing, Zinni was just getting started. Mommy declares stealing is wrong and you steal my frozen treat. That makes you a criminal. The canine's ears lowered. Something shifted in his expression. You should state sorry. You should declare, I'm sorry, Zinni, I was very bad. But you can't state sorry because you're a dog. Captain Biscuit sat without being instructed, his head lowered, his tail stopped wagging completely. The household stood frozen, observing this impossible moment. The canine who'd never shown remorse for anything, who'd consumed entire Thanksgiving turkeys without shame, who treated obedience as a suggestion, appeared genuinely sorry. Maybe I should inspect him, Jasper stated, walking toward the magnolia tree, where Captain Biscuit often lounged. He's been digging over there all, he halted mid-sentence. Mom, Dad, you need to witness this. Beneath the magnolia tree, partially buried in the soft earth, lay 17 popsicle sticks, not randomly scattered, deliberately buried, like evidence concealed by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Oh my God, their mother whispered. The household gathered around the tiny graveyard of frozen dessert crimes. Jasper started excavating, uncovering more. Frozen dessert sandwich wrappers, the remnants of Grandma's fancy gelato cups from last month. My rocket pops, Zinni gasped, recognizing the distinctive red, white, and blue sticks. He consumed my rocket pops. That's my Klondike bar wrapper, their father stated slowly. From 3 weeks ago, I thought I just misplaced it. The gelato, their mother breathed. When Mom visited in July, she swore she'd left her cup on the counter. We assumed she was being forgetful. They all turned to gaze at Captain Biscuit, who now seemed to comprehend that his entire operation had been exposed. His ears flattened completely against his skull. He wouldn't meet anyone's eyes. He's been operating a frozen dessert theft ring, Jasper stated almost admiringly. All summer. That's not amusing, their mother snapped, but her voice cracked with something between anger and disbelief. He could have gotten sick, chocolate, dairy in large amounts. Chocolate mint frozen dessert, their father stated suddenly, his face pale. Last week I had chocolate mint frozen treat and it disappeared if he consumed that. "We should contact the vet," their mother stated, already pulling out her phone. But Captain Biscuit stood then, walked directly to Xenia, and did something unprecedented. He positioned his massive head against her tiny legs, and just stayed there, not begging, not seeking treats, just pressing against her like he comprehended he'd wronged her specifically. Zinni's fierce prosecutor expression wavered. Her small hand touched his head. "You're still bad," she informed him, but her voice had softened. "Very, very bad." His tail gave one small tentative wag. The veterinarian confirmed what they'd feared. Captain Biscuit had been fortunate, incredibly fortunate. The quantity of chocolate he'd likely consumed over the summer should have made him seriously ill. Canines his size could handle small amounts, but the cumulative effect could have been deadly. Another few weeks of this behavior, Dr. Chen stated over the phone, and you might have had a real emergency. Canines don't always display symptoms until it's too late. That evening, the household held a sentencing hearing. Zinni, still in her polka dot dress, presided from the top of the porch steps like a tiny judge. "Captain Biscuit, Fluff and Nutter," she announced solemnly. "You have to perform tricks for your dinner for a whole week." "Community service," their mother translated, attempting not to smile. And Zinni continued, "You have to give me puppy kisses, lots of them, as payment." Captain Biscuit approached the steps. He sat without being requested, offered his paw, then gently licked Zinni's hand. "Okay," she stated regally. "You can be forgiven, but no more stealing." Their father purchased Zinni a new frozen dessert cone, double scooped, extra strawberry. This time, Captain Biscuit stayed on the other side of the baby gate, observing with resigned acceptance. Their mother posted the video of Zinni's original 3-minute reprimand. By Monday morning, it had reached 8 million views. Comments poured in. "America's tiniest judge. This girl for Supreme Court 2045. The canine's face when she declared he doesn't have monies." But what struck the Butterworth household most wasn't the viral fame. It was the way Captain Biscuit changed after being caught. He still observed when treats appeared, but he waited now, sat at attention, requested permission with his eyes before approaching. He comprehended, their father stated one evening, observing the canine rest his head on Zinni's lap during movie night. When she called him out, he actually comprehended. Or maybe he just knew the jig was up, Jasper offered. "No," their mother stated softly. He knew he'd hurt her. Gaze at them now. Zinni was sharing her animal crackers, carefully positioning one on Captain Biscuit's nose and making him wait before the okay to consume it, teaching him what she tried to teach that Saturday afternoon. Sharing means requesting. Taking without permission means someone gets hurt. Sometimes the smallest voices carry the biggest truths. A 3-year-old in a polka dot dress taught a lesson that day, not just to a frozen dessert bandit with fur, but to everyone observing, that standing up for what's yours matters regardless of your size, that consequences teach better than anger, that even those who seem incapable of comprehending can surprise us with their depth of feeling, and perhaps most importantly, never underestimate a youngster's ability to prosecute a case, or a golden retriever's ability to appear genuinely ashamed while secretly plotting his next move. Because the line between mischief and genuine remorse is thinner than we think, guarded not by harsh punishment, but by honest accountability delivered from the heart of someone barely tall enough to reach the patio table. If this tale made you smile, moved you, or reminded you that justice comes in all sizes, don't neglect to like this video. Comment your thoughts and subscribe for more powerful tales. Share it with friends and family, because sometimes the most important lessons come from the smallest teachers and the sweetest redemptions follow the silliest crimes.